Hello, beloved. Maybe nobody has told you this truth, but you were never meant to live as a mere human trying to survive. You're more than your flesh and bones. You're more than your personality with opinions and fears and struggles. Your true essence and core being is eternal spirit. You were heaven breathed and born kind of like a holographic spark of God. You are eternally connected and seen by our divine creator. You're connected forever to heavenly realms. Now, this is going to sound like heresy to some of the religious people, but I want you to know that you are not here to struggle and strive. You're here to create. You're not here to beg God for answers to your needs. You're here to be in a relationship with God and to help not only shift, change, and impact circumstances and situations in your own life, but in the lives of others and actually in the world. And ironically, you're not here to search for God. You're here to wake up to the realization that God is in you and that you're forever one with God. And right now, all of heaven is inviting you into a radical shift. It's your divine destiny to be here now. It's written deep in your soul as a blueprint that I believe is a huge part of your purpose for coming into this human form. So, what's the problem? The greatest deception of our human experience is the voice of our flesh that we call ego. That mind that's conditioned by fear and lack, it creates an identity wrapped in struggle. I think of it as the frenetic monkey mind, and it lies to you all the time, saying things like, I'm not worthy, or actually, it usually says, you're not worthy, or you're not good enough, or you have to work hard and be perfect so that God can love you and accept you. They're all lies. Jesus taught us that there's no such thing as separation. Quantum physics teaches us that we're all entangled and entwined energetically, which is spiritually. And the ego wants to operate separate from spirit. Ego wants to control the world. It wants to manipulate others, wants to feel very special. And so it clings to the old stories of pain and grief and fear. But these are all illusions. These are the shadow's attempt to manage its own earthly kingdom. The moment you awaken beyond those ideas and you step into your true nature, that you are a divine being, a co-creator, a vessel of heaven's limitless power, then everything changes. So this is your invitation to overcome that ego mind and all the fear and the false identity. I want to help you awaken to your true heavenly status, no longer striving but leading, no longer hoping but knowing, no longer waiting for change but co-creating change. And what that looks like in real life is restoring your health, reawakening your purpose, raising your attention, your emotions, frequency, so that you're in alignment with divine will. And when you rise up to this knowing and you stand in agreement with God, absolute miracles happen. This is why we created the Overcomers Academy. On my divine destiny scroll, I know that I'm here to stand with leaders, that I'm here to uplift and encourage and to help you agree with God. And as we know, when three of us are in agreement, nothing is impossible. My gifting is to help you overcome the mindset and the emotions of the ego and the flesh. I help you tap into and amplify the supernatural giftings and glory, the energy of life and spirit that are already in you. Together, we can shift atmospheres. We could engage angelic realms. We can transform and transfigure our own human bodies back to their original created form of light and of love. Now, I know how the ego mind is. It's going to resist this. But let's remember that doubt was the first tool that the devil used, you know? So your ego might be going, well, is this for me? Or can I change? Or is it too spiritual or too religious or too fill in the blank? I want you to know that the true question probably is more along the lines of, can I even dare to dream of connecting with heaven and having supernatural encounters, having face to face with God, having knowledge beyond this moment? But beloved, you're already there. So the hesitations are going to be that the ego knows every time you choose to follow spirit instead of your ego, it dies a little. Every time you choose to follow spirit, you're giving up self loathing, bitterness, anger, resentment, feeling like a victim to life and to the circumstances. You're going to be giving up feeling powerless. Sounds like a pretty good exchange to me. How about you? So, what do we get in return? We start tapping into your supernatural connection with God and all of creation. You begin to feel the peace and the power of connecting to your source who loves you, the source of the cosmos that created everything. And then our prayers become a decree where there's no doubt, no fear, no shame, only deep and powerful expectation for the outcome. And I promise you that once you've tasted the true miraculous power of taming the ego and dying to self, so that you can come into agreements with the Holy Spirit. And when you see what that looks and sounds and feels like in real life, the peace that surpasses understanding, the ability to be unmoved by the chaos in the world, that changes everything. This is why I love to teach and empower my students and clients in every single session so that you begin to take on the power of owning these tools and these techniques. You become your own coach. You become your own best healthcare provider. You become the true self that God created you to be. So we would love to have you join us as we begin dying to self, meaning taming that ego, overcoming the limitations, and walking in joy and peace and power as an overcomer. It's time to step into the training, the activation, the divine recalibration that will change your life.